Hello everyone, welcome to the course on mobile ad hoc networks. The first unit talks about the introduction to MANET and WSN, which means the mobile ad hoc network and the wireless sensor networks. So first, to begin with, we have mobile ad hoc networks. As the name says, the characteristics of the network is also the same, which is the nodes have mobility feature as well as they are ad hoc in nature, which means it doesn't depend upon any fixed infrastructure. As you're seeing in the picture, all the nodes are connected to each other. That is, it is connected to its neighboring nodes directly without any intermediate structure like base station or access points. That's the nature of the mobile ad hoc networks. So in this picture, you can see a small comparison between the cellular network and the ad hoc wireless networks. In the left hand side, in the cellular network, you can see all the mobile users. If they want to communicate to another user, it will first communicate to the MSC, which is mobile switching centers, and then from there a dedicated line will be connected to the destination user, otherwise the intended user. So whereas in the ad hoc network, as you can see, there is a source and destination, and there are no in between infrastructures available. So the packet from the source reaches the destination through multiple hops. So the nodes, the intermediary nodes are also mobile nodes or laptops. They pass on through each of these nodes step by step, and then finally it'll reach the destination. As per the concepts which we have discussed now, the comparison is defined over here. So in the cellular network, it has a fixed infrastructure, whereas in ad hoc, it doesn't have. And then what about the packet routing or the network routing? It is a centralized activity in cellular network. All the traffic has to go through the base station only. Whereas in case of ad hoc, it is distributed. So the packets will take its path without going to any particular base station or access point. And this type of distributed way of going, the packets taking the path through n number of hop to reach the destination is called as the packet switching concept. Whereas in cellular network, a dedicated line is being connected towards the destination, and that's called as a circuit switching concept. So since there is a dedicated line to the destination, it is a single hop type of communication, whereas in ad hoc, the packets themselves will reach multiple hop to reach the destination. It takes decisions to reach the destination. So the number of hops are multiple here. In cellular network, from the picture itself, we understood that from the input, from the source user, first it goes to there is a connection to the MSC. Okay. So, and there, likewise, every user is connected to the MSC. So it is a star topology. Whereas in ad hoc network, every node gets connected to whoever or the neighboring nodes. Through its coverage range, it identifies, and every single node will be connected separately to the other nodes. And hence, it is following the mesh topology. Cellular network is particularly used for the voice traffic, whereas the ad hoc network, it is not at all following any particular infrastructure. So it is exclusively used for battlefields, emergency search and rescue operations, and any collaborative task in the military zones. So wherever the building an infrastructure is very difficult, or building an infrastructure quickly is very difficult, in those applications, ad hoc network will be very supportive. And in cellular network, since there is a connected, a dedicated path towards a destination, it has only very less number of call drops. Whereas in ad hoc network, particularly in mobile ad hoc network, the nodes are moving, and also the every packet takes a decision to reach the destination. So there is a possibility of n number of breakage in the call in the ad hoc network. Key components of manage. The very first thing is the end user or the nodes or devices. We have laptops, mobile phones, so they will act as the end devices. And then comes the wireless transceivers. So the mobile ad hoc networks works based upon the wireless radios, and through the specific frequency it creates a bidirectional links, which means it makes use of or it provides the support of the transmission as well as the reception process. And the third important component for the working of the mobile ad hoc network, since it is not dependent upon any infrastructure, the nodes will always rely upon a routing protocol. So as you can see, it the routing protocol should be a dynamic and adaptive routing protocol because of its nature of the mobile ad hoc network. It is moving, the node may move, and sometimes it is not dependent upon the infrastructure, so it has to search in multiple hop to reach the destination. So the routing protocol plays a major role in the mobile ad hoc network. As you can see here, the three different classification of the routing protocol is utilized. Proactive, which means it is a table driven approach. That is, before hand itself, it will understand the topology and derive uh, routing concepts. For example, we have one such protocol defined over here, that is a destination sequenced distance vector DSDV protocol, which means it takes ahead the paths prior to the packet transmission itself. So if the source and destination are defined. And the second category is the reactive protocol. So reactive, as the name says, whenever there is a demand comes, at that time it finds the path between the route, source and the destination. And an example protocol is the dynamic source routing protocol. And there's another classification of the routing protocol, which is the hybrid protocol. It combines the advantages of both the protocols, that is proactive as well as a reactive classification. Example of a hybrid routing protocol is a zone routing protocol. So these are the key components of mobile ad hoc networks. So that's it in this video. Stay tuned for more videos.